to Yahweh. All praises to Yahweh. Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Ba'asham Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a quick video going into how a lot of people, they don't understand, man. They don't understand biblical lineage, right? And biblical lineage deals with things being patrilineal, right? Patrilineal, which the definition of patrilineal is this: relating to or based on relationship to the father or descent through the male line. Right now, every single nationality that's ever existed, right? Initially, Yahweh made them nations, right? For example, right, when after everyone came off the ark, you had Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. You don't ever end up finding out what the mom's names were. You don't know what Noah's wife's name was in the Bible. If anyone thinks they do, share it and share the scripture that shows their names. Share the names of Ham's wife, Shem's wife, and Japheth's wife. Just share the names, right? But I ain't seen it in there personally. I haven't seen their names in there. But when you go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, you find out that God decided to make 16 nations from the sons of Noah, right? He made 16 nations out of them. And even the sons of each individual son were different nations than people that they also descended from. So the descendants from Ham that became nations were different from other nations that also came from Ham. Likewise with Shem and likewise with Japheth, right? But then the way how the nationality of those different nations continued on to where they still exist today is from the seed of each of those progenitors of those different nations, right? The progenitor of Canaan kept the Canaanites carrying on. So everyone that came from a male of Canaan became a Canaanite. Same thing with the Israelites after they was made, right through the line of Isaac. Isaac and Rebekah were the parents, but Yahweh said, I'm going to make two different nations from these twin brothers. Esau and the Edomites still exist now because of patrilineage. Same reason why the Israelites still exist right now, because of patrilineage, right? And some people, they want to try and make everyone be able to be an Israelite, right? Or everyone be able to be mixed, but everyone can't be from the same seed at the same time. That's absolutely ridiculous, right? If one man and one woman is what's needed to make a child, right? One man and one woman, that's all that's needed. The whole earth that we live on right now was recreated through, ultimately, really, it was 6 people, right? 3 men and 3 women. The sons of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and the 3 wives that they had. And then through their children and their children and their children. And different nations was made, like I said already. 16 different nations was made. Really, ultimately, 18 was made in general, but I'm talking about initially, it was 16 nations that you read about when you read the Genesis, the 10th chapter. That's 16. And the last 2 end up getting made by, according to how we, the Israelites, take it to be anyway. We take it there for there to be 18 nations. If somebody else wants to say more, that's on them. They can break that down and why they think that according to their doctrine. But we say 18. And the final 2 were the Israelites and the Edomites. But it was always spread through the seed, right? Let me read the definition again. Relating to or based on the relationship to the father or descent through the male line. So whatever the father is, that's what the child is going to be. Simple as that. There's no mixture. There's no, oh, but the mother was this and then what. If you want to know what a nationality you are, what nationality is your father, that's all it is. That's as simple as it goes. Now, this world has made it confusing, and that's the reason why everybody doesn't know whether they're an Israelite or not. And people try and ask us to do a DNA test to prove that we're an Israelite, right? But then where's the DNA test to prove that you're an Edomite? Where's the DNA test to prove that you're a Hamite? Where's the DNA test to prove that you're a Moabite, an Ammonite, a Japhite? You know what I mean? Like, why would there be a DNA test to prove that you're an Israelite, but there ain't a DNA test to prove every single other nationality on the earth? So even when you understand that, that shows that the DNA testing that they're doing is ridiculous, and it's not based on the Bible, really. Because if it was, then it wouldn't just be, oh, one nationality mentioned on there. Their claimings would be the Israelites, or claimings of biblical nationality. That's what they'd claim. But then the other ones would be country names. Oh, English, you know what I mean? Italian, like, that's ridiculous. That's not a test that's trustworthy. I wouldn't care if I did a DNA test, which I wouldn't do one, but I wouldn't care if it said that I was 100% Edomite. If I did a DNA test, I wouldn't believe that I'm an Edomite. I do not believe that there's any chance that I can be an Edomite. I don't believe that, man. I believe I'm an Israelite. Or if it said that I'm 100% Moab, I wouldn't believe that. If it said I'm 100% Hamite, I wouldn't believe. If it said I'm Ammon, I wouldn't believe that. You know what I mean? Or if it said I'm a Canaanite, I wouldn't believe that test. I wouldn't believe it. But this is just a video going into how people don't understand how your lineage is decided by your father. For them, that's too confusing, because this world's all about worshipping women. So they want to try and give the woman more credit than she deserves. The woman makes the child grow in her womb, which the process of that is not even controlled by her. Because if you was to say to a woman, oh, I want my child to come out with loose curly hair instead of tight curly hair, she ain't going to be able to do that. If you was to say, don't give me no frail son, I want him to grow up strong, man, I want him to be 7'6", she ain't going to be able to do that. Or if she wanted a son, oh, okay, this man gave me the seed, but I don't want a son, I want a daughter, so I'm going to make the seed turn into a daughter. She can't do that. Just same way how she does not decide the lineage. The only way how a mother can decide the lineage of her child is by picking a man that is from the lineage that she would desire for her child to be from. If she wanted to have an Edomite child, she better date an Edomite and make him get her pregnant. If she wants to date an Israelite, wants an Israelite child, she better date an Israelite man, have an Israelite husband, and he impregnates her. That's the only way. And the men can't even make their child be every nationality that they want to, neither, which I don't know why they would want to. I don't know why a man would want to. A man would obviously want to replicate his own nationality, right? But let's say that a man did want to have a child of another nation because he's just such a sellout to his own people. He can't even do that. He can only have a child from a nationality that he's from, right? He can't make a child be from anywhere else. Now, let's read this. What is the difference between matrilineal and patrilineal? Matrilineal descent refers to a system that traces lineage or kinship through women or female relatives. Now, that technique of doing that is absolutely ridiculous, because the woman does not impregnate the man. The woman don't have no seed, right? Now, some people out there, they try and make claims that a woman does have seed. Well, if you believe that a woman's got seed, mate, if you believe that was actually a woman, I got bad news for you, mate. And I've got some seaside property in the Midlands for you. If you think that exists, you know what I mean. I got some beachfront property to sell you in the Midlands, in Wolverhampton or something, or in Birmingham, and that. I got some beachfront property. And guess what, mate? There ain't no beaches there. You understand? Just like how there ain't no women producing seed, and trying to trace the lineage through the women is ridiculous, because the woman is not the seed carrier. The man is. Patrilineal descent, this refers to a system where an individual's clan or lineage group is determined through men or male relatives, which is how the Bible does it, and which is how it is anyway. That's how it is. The man is the one that decides the lineage. The man has the seed. Now, this ain't no birds and the bees speech, but we all know that the man produces the seed, man. We don't need to get into it and talk about it. The man has the seed that grows in their testes, their testicles, man. The woman does not have the seed. This is known knowledge. And this isn't no special trait that the Israelites have, which is what the so-called the small hats do, man. They try and make the Israelites have some unique way where their lineage is descended, but they say that it's from the mother. And they've had this world under a snare so much that you got clown people that think that they're smart, that they're saying, oh, that's how I know these black Hebrew Israelites ain't the real people, because they try and trace it through the father when it's actually through the mother according to Judaism. No, you dummy. That's what they lied and told you. Anywhere when you read in the Bible, it's always through the father. And that's why the 12 tribes' names, are they not men? The Edomites are called Edomites. Why? Because of the man that started the nation, the progenitor of the nation, Esau, which is Edom. The nation of Israel is named after a man. The nation of Moab is named after a man. The nation of Canaan is named after a man. All the nations are named after men. All the tribe names of these different nations are men's names. Did Jacob have a daughter? Yes. Does she have a tribe name? No. Right? They ain't no tribe of Dinah. They ain't. If it was based on the women, the nation of Israel would have, Yahushua line would have ended then, or would it would mention all the women's names. You know what I mean? It mention all the women's names, and you can't try and mention the women's names when it comes to lineage, because the woman don't produce the seed, man. Like, she just don't. Don't try and give women more than they can handle, man. Don't try and overly give them things that they don't deserve credit for neither. When you read in the story of Exodus, did not Pharaoh try to destroy the men to get rid of the Israelites? He didn't try to destroy the women, because even he knew it's through the man how this lineage carries on. Simple as that. That's why even in times past, whenever you always heard about kings, right? Kings always wanted what? Kings always wanted a son. Why? Because it carries on their line. You understand? And they understand that if they only had daughters, well, then their daughters are going to carry on other men's lines, but their line would not end up carrying on. And that's why most men would always want to have a son, because they'd understand that their son is them, basically. Just how they are their father, and they've carried on their line through their through their sons. The reason why a small one is going to become a strong nation is because the Israelite man is going to be ultimately immortal anyway, but he's going to have sons, and then he's going to carry on and having that same individual man himself is going to carry on having sons, but his sons are going to have sons, which then become a part of the son's nation, the son's own nation, because every single individual Israelite man is ultimately a nation. Every single Israelite man is a nation, and the nation of Israel is a nation that has nations in it, right? But every single individual son is going to have their own sons that are going to be part of that son's nation, but those sons also become a part of their father's nation, because that's an extension of the father, just like how we are all an extension of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We're those people that made that prophecy to where Israel is going to be as the sands of the sea and innumerable. We're part of that prophecy. And if we've had children or descendants and that, we've helped add on to that thing that Abraham was told, that he's going to have such vast people that descend from him. Same thing was Isaac and Israel was told, right? But this was just a video going into how lineage is decided by the father, but a lot of people, that's too high for them. Like, it's actually crazy how it's too hard for some people to understand that your lineage is decided by the father, and they start talking about one being 1% Israelite and stuff like that, which doesn't make any sense. It's always based on what your father is. So if we go like this, if a man has a son, he's an Israelite. His son is an Israelite. And when his son has a child, that child is an Israelite. And if that next child is then a daughter, and the daughter gets pregnant by an Edomite, the child of that child is an Edomite. It's not half Israel. It's an Edomite because the father is one. There's not no such thing, and this is what people don't understand. There's no such thing as percentages. Oh, I'm half this, I'm half. No, you're either 100% something or you're not. When it comes to lineage, there's not no such thing as anyone being 1% Israelite. That's ridiculous. That don't exist. Those are worldly things. That's not biblical. And trying to bring the talk of DNA into the conversation with the Bible, and even in certain times, trying to bring the topic of logic to do with things to do with the Bible is not always going to work, because where's the logic in a man resurrecting from the dead after 3 days? Where's the logic in men being healed from blindness that have never, with just somebody spitting on something and rubbing it in their eyes? Where's the logic of people getting healed from all these different plagues? Where's the logic of an angel flying down from the sky, touching water, and then the first person to touch that water gets healed of any ailments that they've got? Where's the logic in that? Where have you ever seen that happen on earth? Where's the logic in these things? Where's the logic in walking on water? Is that logical? Is that believable? Like, according to just this earthly realm where, yeah, okay, that's feasible. No, it's not. You have to have faith to believe certain things that's in the Bible. So trying to make everything be about logic all the time is ridiculous. Now, this topic, where you should be able to apply logic, a lot of people won't be able to. It's logical that whatever your father is, because of his seed that he put within your mother, regardless of what your mother was, the mother can only make the seed be whatever the seed is. It's not deep. That's not a deep thing. And there's a scripture in John 3 and 17, John chapter 3 and verse 12, which says, if I have told you of earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? And this is the most earthly concept that you can pretty much find in the scriptures. Whatever your father is, that's what you are. There's no such thing as mixture. The mother is not relevant in determination of the seed line, in determination of the lineage, because the man produces the seed, and whatever he is what the child is. Therefore, there's not, like, trying to mention that, oh, but in slavery, men was taken by force certain women and getting them pregnant. Well, what nationality were these men? Oh, they were white, so-called white men. Oh, they were Edomites. Okay, so those children are Edomites then. But let me ask you this, for all you people that try and say that kind of stuff: were the slaves having children? Well, yeah, there would have been, I guess. Okay, so what was the nationality of the slaves? Oh, they were black people. Oh, they were Israelites. Okay, so then the children that they had were Israelites. And what some people don't, this is what people don't understand, man. And I'm gonna give some example right now. And this is not an example that I'm giving because I'm saying that this is a righteous thing to do. This would actually be wicked. Is actually wicked. But let's just say that there's one woman, right, and she's got 5 children by 5 different men, and all the 5 men are from different nationalities. So you've got one that's an Israelite, one that's an Edomite, one that's a Moabite, one that's an Ammonite, and one that's a Canaanite, right? That mother, let's say that mother's from Japheth, so she's not even the same nationality as any of those men. The child that woman has for the Israelites is an Israelite. The child that the woman has that the man was a Edomite, that child's an Edomite. That child that she had with him, that she birthed by his seed, that child's an Edomite. The child that she has by the Ammonites is an Ammonite. The child that she has by the man that's a Moabite is a Moabite. And the child that she has by the man that's a Canaanite is a Canaanite. And her lineage of being a Japhite does not get added into any of those children. So the child by the Israelite is not going to be now, oh, I'm a half Israelite and I'm half Japheth. And the Edomite one is not going to be, oh, I'm half Edomite and I'm half Japhet. The Moabite one's not going to be, oh, I'm half Moabite, and half Japheth. It's likewise with the Ammonite. It's not going to be half Ammonite and half Japheth. And likewise with the Canaanite, it's not going to be half Canaanite and half Japheth. Now, the appearance of all of those children Japhetic appearance might be added to all of those different children, but the lineage is not changed based on the physical appearance, because physical appearance does not decide what nationality you are. It can lead to deceiving and making somebody think you're one nationality when you're not a nationality, because you might look like you're another part of a nationality that you don't belong to. But that does not decide what nationality you are. What decides the nationality that you are is your father, right? That's what decides. And that's why in times past, the mother would have had to be a virgin before she got pregnant, and you would have had the tokens of virginity so that you can know, okay, this is going to be my child that gets produced, so that there's no confusion. And the man's lineage would be known because of the tokens of virginity from when his father and mother would have got together. So then everyone would know, okay, I'm part of this lineage. But how this world's gone now, there's loads and loads and loads of confusion because nobody traces their lineage biblically. People have not been doing that for centuries, maybe even further than that. So now people try and do it based on the fake way of whatever you have to add in everything on what people, what even the mothers are. You have to add all of that. But not only that, you have to add that their parents too, and their parents and their parents and their parents, which leads to confusion, right? And hopefully I made the point, man, that a lot of people don't understand biblical lineage and it's patrilineal. But patrilineal is ultimately the way how descendancy should be assessed, because the father produces the seed, right? The father is the seed carrier. And on that, I'm going to say shalom.